Sea level rise, how does it affect the world? Millions of people around the world live by the ocean, but for some coastal communities, the future looks watery. Today we are talking about China's coastline, where rising seas and sinking land are creating a double threat. A new study published in Science magazine paints a concerning picture. By the year 2100, a quarter of China's coastal land could be underwater. That's because the ground itself is sinking and sea levels are rising. China's rapid urbanization is a big part of the problem. As cities grow, they pump a lot of groundwater out of the ground. This dries out the soil and causes it to compact, leading to subsidence, the land literally sinking. On top of that, climate change is causing sea levels to rise. This double whammy of sinking land and rising water means more flooding and coastal erosion. Millions of people and vital infrastructure could be at risk. But China's is not alone. Rising sea levels are a global issue. Depending on how much the planet warms, a UN report estimates that between 130 million and half a billion people could be displaced worldwide. So how is climate change leading to sea level rise? Why does it matter? We take a look at these questions in this article. But before we dive into the causes and impacts of the rising seas, let's get a sense of the scale of the problem. According to National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, global sea level has risen by about 8 to 9 inches or 21 to 24 centimeters since 1880. That's a significant increase. But here is a concerning part. The rate of rise has been accelerating since 1993. Back then, seas were rising at a rate of 0.07 inches or 0.18 centimeters per year. Today, that rate has more than doubled to 0.17 inches or 0.42 centimeters annually. How climate change is leading to sea level rise? The key driver behind rising sea levels is global warming. Warmer temperatures are causing glaciers and ice sheets to melt at an alarming rate. This meltwater adds more water to the oceans, directly contributing to rising sea levels. As oceans become warmer, a phenomenon called thermal expansion occurs. Just like water expands when heated in a kettle, warmer ocean water takes up more space, further raising sea levels. A report by National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration shows that until recently, melting and thermal expansion were contributing roughly equally to rising sea levels. However, things are changing. The rate of melting glaciers and ice sheets is accelerating. A 2023 study found that glaciers in the Greenland are melting 5 times faster than they were just 20 years ago. This means the contribution of melting ice to rising sea levels is growing significantly. According to NOAA, between 2005 and 2012, the amount of sea level rise due to melting nearly doubled compared to the amount caused by thermal expansion. Why does it matter? We have talked about the causes of rising sea levels, but why should we care? The most obvious consequence is flooding of coastal areas. Imagine iconic cities like Mumbai or Chennai underwater. A 2022 study by RMSI, a global risk management firm, found that critical infrastructure in these Indian cities could be submerged by 2050. India isn't alone. Rising sea levels threaten coastal communities worldwide. The rate of sea level rise along India's coast is particularly concerning, with an average increase of about 1.7 millimeters per year, and even higher in recent decades. But flooding isn't the only worry. The rise of sea level also leads to more intense storm surges. That's because higher sea level can allow more water inland during hurricane-related storm surges. With sea level rise, salt water contaminates freshwater aquifers, many of which are used by communities for agricultural and drinking purposes.